What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the Investing Bros live show. We've got a good one lined up for you today. Going to be very honest with you, not a lot of news, but we will be taking a look at a lot of charts. We will look at some stories that are out there, but the biggest thing we're going to take a look at is the volatility of the price action. Now, if you watch this morning show, it probably is not surprising you that much about what price is doing. With that said, though, there is a lot of liquidations going on. This morning was a bloodbath for the bulls. Price, despite the bullish PCE numbers, fell down below 58,000. But then, just as the bears were getting comfortable, price now shooting back up over 59, heading back towards 60,000, and the bears are getting wrecked this afternoon. How do you handle and trade these chaotic markets? Well, you found the right channel here with the Investing Bros. Go ahead and smash that like button and hit subscribe. If you're over on X, hit the follow and retweet this video right now. I'm watching. Click it, retweet. There you go. Good for you. All right, guys, we got to roll our intro. Then we're going to see you on the other side. Okay, that's T-Shrim's face. But now the intro.
Already off to a
some good old mistake button pushing. I love it. Listen,
right.
I will say this, T-Shrimp, in the history of the channel, I feel like the OGs will agree. The best shows to date have been the problems with button pushing, with pixelations. I mean, heck, all those shows I did months ago when you were gone and I had to run the show by myself and I never hit the outro button on the first try whatsoever. I think people actually like those episodes the best out of everything. But that being said, I like you the best out of everything. How are you doing today?
I'm feeling better than I deserve, Tim. It's been a beautiful day. Got to go on a bike ride and just been watching these charts. You know, as bearish and as boring as it is out there on the charts, you know, there really is a lot to be grateful for, right? We could be sitting at 48K right now, Bitcoin, because of some silly regulation stuff from the U.S., right? But we're not. We're not there. You know, we're in a nice little spot between 58 and 60K, and there's a good chance we stay there until the end of the election. But we shall see. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. I'm feeling a lot better. I told you guys this morning in our morning show, I woke up with a post-nasal drip. Was concerned I was getting maybe a little sick, but I'm feeling good this afternoon. We'll see how I progress over the next couple of days. Want to make sure you guys know Monday is Labor Day. Go spend some time with family and friends. T-Shroom and I will not be doing the show on Monday. Why? Well, we will both be flying in an aeroplane. I actually don't know what time we're flying. That's probably an important detail. We're flying an aeroplane over to Dallas. We have a conference next week, so the show is going to be on the road again. We're still going to try to be going live. I might even, if something really big happens, do some phone recordings, but we will once again be coming your way next week, all of next week from a hotel room, but we will be missing Monday and Friday because those are our travel days. But that being said, we'll still be with you Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and I'm expecting, I think we'll still have a Saturday show next Saturday, so that'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
T-Shroom, before we get going, I want to give a special shout out to CoinW, the sponsor of this video. Guys, there's a trading challenge about to happen. Stay posted. I'm going to make the announcements in September, but I want to give a shout out to both, actually, CoinW and Blofin. Whether you're using Blofin or CoinW with our link, it is one way you can help support the channel, but it's another way you also can get in on all of the trading chaos because, as T-Shroom said, yes, price is boring. Yes, Bitcoin might even stay in a tight little range between now and something more exciting happening, say either September 18th and we finally get rate cuts, or maybe we have to wait till November and find out who our next president is. Either way, traders can take advantage of these volatile movements, but you got to find yourself a good exchange. Both CoinW and Blofin are non-KYC, non-VPN exchanges you can use right now. Go sign up. And again, very exciting news coming. We're going to have a trading challenge on both of those in the month of September. Stick around and get the information, but go ahead and sign up right now. Get yourself familiar with it, and you will not regret it. Let's go ahead, T-Shroom, and take a look at the bubbles. Another thing, when I do some TA today, because I think I'm going to do a little more TA than normal, seeing as that the news is lighter, let's go ahead and start flooding the chat with desired coin to do technical analysis on. I'm thinking Floki might be one, even though we're not a big meme channel. Floki's down 13.3%. I think we have a lot of people in our community who have either invested or traded in Floki. But drop your coin you want to see in chat. T-Shroom will select them and we'll get going. But like I said, Floki down 13.6%. It is the biggest loser of the top 100. In fact, it's not like anything else really comes close. Almost everything else is in the camp of 3.5 to maybe 4%. So something going wrong with Floki. Beam missed the message though. Beam, it must have been out having a late night with some buddies. Did not understand that today was supposed to be a bloody day. It's up 8.8%. And while there's some other coins, again, that maybe are up 4% for Gala, 3% for coins, got close there for WorldCoin. Nothing comes close to those two big movers. So maybe Beam's one we should take a look at as well. Let's move into the trading that we talked about this morning. Now, I want to make sure you guys understand when you zoom out, when you look at a chart like this is the daily chart. It really looks like nothing happened. Okay. I want to make sure you guys understand for all of our investors out there, people who are buying to hold long term, they're not getting in and out on the daily basis. They're not swing trading or day trading. You guys are good. The price is just doing the same old thing it's been doing here for a while. Yeah, we swing a little high up here towards 65. Yeah, we swing a little low down here towards 55. But as a whole, we're staying in a very tight range. But it's the chaos of the lower time frames that are getting people. Like I mentioned in the intro, this morning, price of Bitcoin was hovering up here around 59,500 until the PCE numbers came out. Those PCE numbers actually ended up matching the expectation, which implies that inflation, at least from a data standpoint, is not that big of a problem. It's a very bullish catalyst that should see us in September get the first rate cut we've seen in years and should send the price of Bitcoin to the upside. We told you, however, to not be surprised to see some volatility, a little shakeout, a little bit of a bull trap into a bear trap situation. And sure enough, that's exactly what happened. This morning, if you're taking a look at the price action, after getting some good news, we would go on over the next couple of hours to crash below $58,000. This was a target between 58.4 and 58,000 that we had been tracking for a couple of days. And I even told you guys, put your stop losses just a little lower than 58 because I think they're going to try to trap us out down there. Now, I entered a trade earlier today. It did not go successfully. The story of that's actually pretty funny, but I'm going to save that for our VIP traders. I told them all about it. It's one of those things where my technical analysis was right, but my levels of liquidity were just a little off. So I am one of the people that missed out on a great run. Ultimately, when going back to the charts, what you see happen here, though, is we came down because of a manipulative move, because of traders entering long positions, and it wasn't time to boost the prices. So whales and institutions and experienced traders use this as an excuse to flood Bitcoin with shorts to sell, take profit, and push price down just to levels enough to liquidate all of the long positions. But then, right as everyone got below 58,000, everyone starts talking about, oh, here we go, guys. We're dropping down to 55. We're going to 50,000, 48,000 incoming, right? Everyone's talking about these targets way down here. All of a sudden, now the markets have reversed. You guys can see we bottomed out with a nice little wick right here. And now we've pushed back up above $59,000. Let me show you on the liquidation chart what that kind of looks like. Now, this is something I don't look at necessarily a whole lot, but this actually just tells us the amount of liquidity that's happened in the last 24 hours. So, for example, there's been a total of $48.19 million worth of trades liquidated. Of that breakdown, it's been 35 million of longs and 13 million of shorts for Bitcoin. The one that's a little alarming is usually Ethereum is not this close. In fact, if we were to go to just within the last 12 hours, Ethereum has actually seen their traders get more wrecked than even Bitcoin, with 25.9 million longs, dollars worth of longs liquidated versus only $8 million worth of shorts. Last 12 hours have not been very pretty for Ethereum. But let's take a look at our liquidation heat map and check out what is happening over here with Bitcoin and why we had that dip this morning. happening. Now, it's strange. I don't know why it's not showing it as bright of yellow, but if you were watching the show this morning, you can go back and watch if for some reason you don't trust my word. We had some really heavy, bright yellow lines on this chart right here. And what those dictate are levels of long liquidations. Anything below price action are long liquidations, or levels where people who are buying the market would get kicked out of their trades if the price drops that low. That's why we told you guys, be prepared for a drop below 58,000, because this morning, and again, it's not here right now, and I wish it was, this morning there was a very fat, bright yellow line right at $58,000. We told you, don't be surprised to go that low. Well, now that we've cleared out all of that liquidity, take a look at what's happening to the upside. Now we've got some bright yellow coming up where? Back up here towards $60,000. It will not be that crazy whatsoever to see Bitcoin rally back up to those levels and then have to make a decision. Is it time on the price charts to go ahead and start to hit new highs during this mark? Or have we just turned, did not realize I still have my drawing tool on. Have we just become a trading channel right now between 60,000 and 58,000 that we need another large catalyst to get us out of? That's what we're kind of at right now. As a whole, on the 1 hour chart, we have a very neutral looking technical analysis where our oscillators are really neither overbought or oversold. They're going right down smack in the middle. The MACD's hovering on the mid level, the RSI's hovering around the mid level. While our money flow is flowing to the downside on LuxAlgo, we're seeing our oscillators climb to the upside. So it's literally two different directions going at the same time. This means the 1 hour chart and pretty much up has not decided what it wants to do over the next little bit. That's a market that's undecided, and I'm not expecting any major moves to happen in the next couple of hours, probably even necessarily this weekend. When speaking about this weekend, though, let's quickly take a look at our weekly chart and talk about something that I would like to see Bitcoin avoid. And as long as we stay closer towards 60,000, we can do it. But after a lot of ups and downs on the weekly chart here more recently, you guys can see we've set a nice little falling channel right here. Let me change this line. I'm trying to do this more for you guys. I want to make sure I have green lines for strong levels of support, red lines for strong levels of resistance. We've been bouncing off of this channel now ever since the highs way back in March. Well, as we're bouncing, the last touch was the green level, the line of support. There's a lot of reason to think the next touch could be back up here on the red, the resistance, and then after that, potentially a bullish breakout up towards $90,000. However, this weekly chart is going to be very important, because when you take a look at other charts here, with the exception of this one right here, a lot of times when we get the bullish candles going up, these white candles right here, we start to get some bullish momentum, we get crushed by what's called a bearish engulfing candle. We didn't have one necessarily back here, but what a bearish engulfing candle is when you have a large bullish candle and then the next candle ends up being bearish, or in this case blue, and the candle body wipes out all of the gains from the previous week and goes even lower. This is a great example of one. If I can grab the marker tool, there we go. This is a great example of a bearish engulfing candle right there. Here's a great example of another bearish engulfing candle right there. In fact, this one took out the gains from the previous 2 weeks. In fact, I guess this one did as well. And right now, while we're not necessarily in a bearish engulfing candle close at the moment, you can see it's very close. And earlier today, when we dropped down to these levels, if we had closed at 57,800, then we would see another bearish engulfing candle. That could be the killer of this shorter term bullish momentum on the weekly chart. So I want to see this weekly candle close by Sunday night up above this level of 58,500, but desirably, I would really love to see it be above 60,000. In that case, even though we have a blue candle, this could still be a part of a longer time frames bullish rally on Bitcoin. So that's kind of what we're watching right now there. T-Shroom, I know a lot of people drop some coins they want to see in chat. What are you seeing the most? What's the next thing we want to take a look at? That's a great example right there, T-Shroom, of engulfing candles.
Yeah. Well, this up. Yeah, there's a bunch of recommendations. The one that you can pull up here, Tim, is Tau, T-A-O. That was asked for by Tom Riddle. Tom Riddle joining in, asking about Tau. That is BitTensor. So an exciting AI coin. I do hold BitTensor. But while Tim's pulling that up, you can tell not only are there bearish engulfing candles, there's also bullish engulfing candles too. So it can go both ways. And
yes, absolutely.
It's very exciting. And not only can candles summarize the trading data from a day. It can also go to an hour or a week or a month. Candles just summarize price movement information. So, yeah. On my screen, this is the monthly chart. So this is what Bitcoin's price looks like on a monthly basis. And as you can tell, for months, we've been kind of sideways to down. But Tim, let's go ahead and jump on into Tau.
Yeah, I'm taking a look here. Have not done TA on Tau at least in a little while. So I'm kind of seeing if there's any type of identification in terms of formations. And it's not necessarily the case. You could make the argument we recently had kind of broken out of a channel of sorts, but now we're kind of falling back into it. You can see there definitely was a form of a trend line being built for both support and resistance. Let's turn that one green. Let's turn this one red. Again, just want to help people kind of visualize these, but we've lost that here once again. This is no longer a level of breakout that we had a fake out over here. It's actually coming back down into those levels. Let's kind of monitor what's happening on LuxAlgo as a whole here. I'm going to kind of use the 4-hour chart on this one because BitTensor, it is a newer project, meaning it doesn't have years and years and years of history. And when you don't have years and years, the larger time frames, they're harder to make any reads because there's not enough data to really put any type of thought into. But the 4-hour chart, I think, is a very good level to keep an eye on at the moment. Now, here with LuxAlgo, again, one of the cool things about LuxAlgo's tools is it just gives you so much visualization of support and resistance. The problem is if you don't know what you're looking at, this looks like utter chaos. So if you want to learn more about this, make sure you purchase it and join our VIP trading group because I teach you guys all about it. But what I'm watching right now is there's a couple levels of support that we're currently testing right now on the Tau 4-hour chart. The first thing is we had a sell order, this red mark back here with that triangle. We had a sell order way back on August 27th. And now we are dab smack middle. We bounced off the middle of our take profit suggestions right on this green cloud. And it's not very hard to see this red and green cloud. This is a support band cloud. This is a resistance band cloud. A lot of times when price drives up into these levels while price is going sideways, they can be very strong levels of support. The only problem I'm looking at right now, T-Shroom, is it could get worse, and it will heavily depend on what Bitcoin decides to do next. If Bitcoin drops back below 58,000, I will not be surprised to see us fall to a major level of support where we not only have a take profit level, our take profit 2, we also have a very strong, what we call order block with high liquidity from way back here in August 7th. And right now we're wrestling below this pink block, which is called a bearish breaker block. It's a former level of support that we lost, and now it's been turned pretty heavily into a strong resistance level. All that's sitting right up here above us. So if the bulls want to make things more interesting, they not only need to get above this pink block, they need to get above our smart trail here, get above this red line. Let's recapture $300. That's when things will start looking more positive for Tau. At the moment, though, I'm a little concerned that they're not yet done with their own downward movement. Let's take a look at what our oscillators are saying. Oh, it's kind of in a mixed bag here. What I'm looking at here, it's close. We're close to saying it's time to long Tau, maybe a short-term long. We have reversals. We have bullish momentum, but the oscillator is coming back down a little bit. The money flow is not quite committing yet to being positive. It's kind of neutral at the moment. So when this goes to the upside, when this red cloud moves up, this should be a buy signal for Tau. We should at least go back to test those levels of resistance. The problem is it's not there yet. And I've done this before with my trading where I try to jump ahead of the game and try to enter early, and it sometimes ends up burning me. So this is something that I see signs of positivity. I see signs of support being tested, but unfortunately, with those signs not confirming that it's ready to buy and still seeing strong levels below us, Tau's going to be one I'm watching to either see a trigger on the 4-hour chart that we need to buy or waiting for those lower levels down towards $250. There's your Tau TA for the day.
Now, Tom Riddle was the one who originally asked about this, and he said, it is amazing how much LuxAlgo lines up with what I'm seeing as well. Yeah, absolutely. A lot of people in the Discord and our trading community really appreciate what LuxAlgo can provide in terms of trading insights and buy and sell levels. And actually, right now, I was just telling you about this, it's 20% off. LuxAlgo, yeah. You can get 20% off the best trading indicator that there is. There's a reason why we've partnered with LuxAlgo. And if you get it, you'll find out. And you also get access to our trading community when you set up a LuxAlgo account. So, Tom Riddle, you're definitely barking up the right tree there. Glad that it's working out for you so well. Another
Let's take
coin.
a look.
Go
Let's
ahead.
take a look. I see a lot of people asking for this one. So we're going to do this one and then
Cool.
we're going to move on. ONDO. A lot of people in our community love ONDO. Well, let's look at the 4-hour chart. There's some similarities to what we just looked at on Tau, but there's also some things that we had been talking about the 65 cent region. And we'd said, like, as long as we stay above this blue line, there's nothing necessary to freak out about. We have hit, just like Tau, that red sell order we had a couple of days ago. We've hit our take profit. We do have a bearish breaker block in play, but notice on this bearish breaker block, if I were to take off some of the indicators, you guys see that long red band right there and that short green band. This is a very bullish order block that even though we lost it temporarily as support, it doesn't mean it's going to be the strongest level of resistance in the world. It might sound confusing how these are used. Trust me, if you guys are in our VIP trading group, we have videos that break this down so that it makes it easy for you to understand. What you need to know, though, is that even though this pink line traditionally is going to be used as a level of strong resistance, looking at the metrics of what goes into making that line possible, it's not necessarily something that is going to be too strong at keeping ONDO down. With that said, if Bitcoin crashes just like Tau, if Bitcoin goes down, I don't see a world in which ONDO is able to all of a sudden mount a massive rally. However, from the chart itself, there is a lot of positivity. Just like Tau, one more thing here, T-Shroom. Same thing going on with our oscillators. In fact, we're to put kind of ONDO and Tau in a very similar boat. You guys see the money flow? It's very red, but it's starting to curve over. It looks like it wants to move to the upside. We're getting these green reversal indicators. We're getting green momentum on our oscillator. It's just about a patience game right now of saying, when will we officially say it's time to buy ONDO? When will we get that flash? We are sitting on major levels of support, and I absolutely love it. This is maybe a time for investors. Maybe if you're saying, I want to buy ONDO and hold it for a long time, hey, this is a great level to do that. But if you're looking for an amazing trade opportunity, it's not necessarily screaming that the bottom is for sure in. We got to get some confirmation. And that's a big difference. I want to stop here and before we move into the stories T-Shroom and make sure we clarify to everyone listening, whether you're brand new or you've been around for a while, but you're still trying to sort out the proper way of thinking through price action and investments. There's two different ways to think about it. There's investing long-term and there's trading. Investors should always look for buying the dip opportunities. If the price is extremely down and hitting some long-term levels of support that you have targeted, go ahead and enter buy. Why? Because those are still good levels to buy. Trying to buy the falling knife, in another sense, is the strategy that works out very well. You buy every dip that you can. Why? Because you're not planning on taking profits anytime soon. You're not trading leverage. You're spot buying. And unless that coin goes to zero, you're going to be good. You're going to ride the eventual wave to the upside. Buy the dip. For my traders, you do not buy when there's a falling knife. You wait for reversals to be confirmed. So in this case, even when it talks about like Bitcoin or when we're talking about Tau, we're talking about ONDO, you don't buy because we fell down to levels of support. You identify those levels of support, and then you're watching that chart very closely for the confirmation of the buy. You're looking at volume, you're looking at oscillators, you're looking at power and strength. When you're trading, you do not trade the exact bottoms, the exact tops. You trade the trends. And at the moment, it's looking like we're in a phase where we're switching from a bearish trend into a bullish trend, but you have to wait for the confirmation before you feel confident about making that move. I hope that that makes a lot of sense to you guys. There's a difference with how you should be doing things. Trade short term, but wait for confirmation. Buy long term, buy the dip.
Yeah, absolutely. Well said, Tim. JD, so this will bring us into the stories now. We'll come back to do some more TA on coins that you all want to, so go ahead and keep shouting them out. But DJ Snocknon said, as soon as options are over, we should...
Snowcone. DJ Snowcone.
DJ Snowcone. That makes a lot more sense.
Love it.
I like that. Yeah. That's a good DJ name. As soon as options are over, we should get a small pump. Not sure why nobody ever talks about options. Well, we started this episode talking about options, and we're going to continue to because it's in the stories here. 1.5 billion in Bitcoin, Ethereum options set to expire amid market recovery. So Bitcoin options worth 1.12 billion have a max pain point of 60,000, while Ethereum's 378 million options see a 2,625 pain point. So those are going to be the levels to be paying attention to. If you're trading the volatility here of the options expiry, definitely keep a close, attentive eye on those. Any more thoughts about the expiries? Or, I mean, we've hit it pretty hard so far, but what are your thoughts there, Tim?
No, I think that's true. It's part of the option expiry play with that manipulative move of getting people's hopes up and then sending the price in a different direction, then rebounding. Again, I want to make sure we go back to this because the title suggests this. Everything goes into this. There were traders who lost a lot of money today, but it wasn't just the Bears. It wasn't just the Bulls. Today is a perfect example of the composite man wielding every bit of power and influence they have to shake the markets with bullish news and then send price to the downside. And just as people get comfortable with downward momentum and maybe people go to enter some shorts to make a little extra cash, they flip the script and head back up to the upside. This is the level where if you want to get into trading, you need to know how to do it. You need to know the signs to look for. And that is why we have our trading community like we have it. But with that said, yeah, this is just another part of the chaos and the manipulation of the composite man.
Yep.
We've been talking about it for a while.
We have been discussing it for a while. And Tim, you were saying earlier about how when you're trading, you want to make sure that you're confirming a bottom and confirming reversals. Well, one of the indicators that folks can turn to do that is actually not on TradingView. It's on a website called BitcoinMagazinePro.com. Used to be called Look Into Bitcoin. Yeah, I've been in crypto for a while. But anyway, this one's called the Advanced NVT Signal. This one's really cool because, as you can see here, I'm going to zoom in for us. This is 2024, right? So what I'm going to be zooming in on is this little bit of data here. And this is important because what is the NVT? What is the NVT? It is essentially a calculation of the network value divided by the 90-day moving average of daily transaction value. That's a lot of information there, but I will summarize for you what this means. Some OGs are going to know exactly what this is, but ultimately Bitcoin's price, it's very, very faint here, but it's been able to get up back above this dotted line on the bottom. And this, and I'll zoom in, now you can see that crossover. This signals that we could be days away from a bull rally. Like historically, when a bull rally happens, this precedes it. This line crossing over precedes it. So, is there absolutely going to be a bull rally coming? We don't know. A big run up to 65? We don't know. But every time that something as aggressively bullish like that has happened, it has come after the NVT signal has broken above the oversold line and got back into appropriately sold, so to speak. But right now, definitely Bitcoin is oversold for the cycle. And to speak to that at the psychological level just quickly is, I think people are bummed out about asset markets in general. They've done phenomenally over 2024 so far, but I think that they're bummed out in the sense that they don't want to make new allocations. Right, and we saw that most clearly with NVIDIA's earnings came out pretty well, and yet NVIDIA sold off that day. So bulls are there, cash is there, but it's all on the sidelines and waiting for something exciting to happen. Speaking of something exciting, Polkadot has gotten a really cool sponsorship here, and they've found someone that I'm sure you've actually heard of before, and it's Messi.
Hello, my friend.
So yeah, absolutely. And Tim, you tweeted about this. Messi repping the Polkadot. Do you think this move will bring mass adoption? Tim, so far, I think it will. I think that putting Polkadot, plastering that on one of the highest paid and well-known athletes, much less soccer players in the world, I think that is going to be effective in getting the name out there. And what's interesting about this placement here is that usually you see, exchanges like Bybit or, some of the bigger exchanges that are getting these deals. You don't see a lot of actual straight up projects that actually get land on jerseys and stuff like that. So this one's definitely very bullish. Great tweet. Tweet, Tim.
It seems like they're taking a strategy right out of the playbook for VeChain. I mean, VeChain, of course, has been sponsoring UFC and a lot of other large sporting events here more recently. And some people might be saying this is stupid, it's a waste of money. And maybe it ends up being that way. But don't underestimate the amount of people worldwide who, watch soccer, or as some people are going to call it, football, even though there's American football and then there's football. Don't be surprised how many people pay close attention to these teams. They definitely love Messi. He's still, even though he's older in the years, one of the most famous people, let alone players, in the world. And when you see someone like that taking photos, playing games, and you see that stretched across his chest, it's kind of like the Tim Tebow effect. Do you remember T-Shroom, the Tim Tebow effect when he had John 3:16 on his eye, the shadow, and it was like millions and millions of people looked up John 3:16, which to me was surprising. You would think a lot of people knew what that was, but people are curious. They see things on the television. They're like, I wonder what that is, and they go and Google it. This might have been a brilliant marketing move for Polkadot to get their name on the chest of one of the most famous people in the world, that millions and millions of people will pay attention to, will follow him on social media, will watch his games, and they'll see that and say, I wonder what this is. Let me go give it a quick Google search. And how many of those people convert and buy Polkadot? I don't know, but it definitely is going to get their name even further out there to the non-crypto community. So something I think is very important for people to kind of take a look at there. I'm not saying go mortgage your home and go throw it all into Polkadot, because Polkadot's about to pump. But it is something that makes me still convinced that Polkadot has a long future ahead of it. Is it going to be the number one gainer in the bull market? Is it going to 30x? No, probably not. But is it going to die and go away? Probably not.
Yeah. There's a reason why, we love to talk about Chainlink here on the channel. It's just 2 ranks away from Chainlink at number 20. And it's above Litecoin in market cap. It's above Near, Uniswap, Caspa, right? There's a reason why Polkadot has been able to stay around, and it's because interoperability, at the end of the day, truly is very valuable to crypto, the industry, right? In the same way, Chainlink is very important as an oracle and an RWA coin. Chainlink is integral to the industry. So Polkadot, doing really well to get some placement here with Lionel Messi. I do say football. When I'm talking about European soccer, I'll refer to it as football. I'm
sure.
That's just me. But we're going to give a shout out to Big Crux, actually tweeted out some encouragement for the bros, said, buy and hold. In the meanwhile, find something to keep you productive. If your only hobby is crypto, you will get smoked mentally and you will financially pay for it. Tim, do you agree with that one there from the Crux of Crypto?
Oh, I absolutely agree with it. And I want to make sure you guys see his name in chat. Those of you in Discord, you definitely hear from him all the time. Crux, you guys need to think of Crux as almost like the third member of the bros community. Maybe he'll be on camera at some point in the future, but ultimately he is just a world of knowledge. You guys always love to come and watch me do the charts. You love joining our trading group. We're growing each and every single day. More and more people joining our trading group. Yeah, come learn how to trade from me. Come trade with me. This is all cool stuff. But Crux is one of the greatest minds I've met about how to not only find younger gem projects with, you don't put a lot of your portfolio into it, but maybe a try here and there, but also just proper management of your portfolio for long-term investing. He's kind of a guru in that field. So when you're joining the memberships, there's so many different options. If you want to trade, yes, come trade with me. But if you want to get really heavy just into the mindset of investing, spending time with Crux of Crypto over in our Discord is never going to fail you. Make sure you sign up. If you want to learn more about proper investing strategies, then how to handle your portfolio well, and do what is, bring his tweet back up there, be able to just relax to buy and hold, you got to come over to our Discord and hang out with me, T-Shroom, and Crux. You will not regret it.
Absolutely. And speaking of which, today would be a great time to reach out to Crux, because he's, if you're already in the Discord, we're doing Fundamental Fridays today, right after the stream. Crux is going to be going hard, exposing some really good alpha there, some underbought projects like Polkadot that are going to continue to do well in the bull market. Continue to do well, T-Shroom. You call this this bull market's going well? I do. It is. Right. Remember, we've been in and doing this channel for a long time. We've been buying into the bear market. Baby, back then, Bitcoin was around 16K. Okay. So we've been holding since 16K just in this cycle. Okay. So yes, it's been going very well. Just doesn't feel like it right now. And it's a lot to do with the fact that we're waiting for a big bullish catalyst. Bitcoin always loves a big story to move higher. And one of them is coming up very, very soon here from Bitcoin Archive, exposing or kind of highlighting here Bitcoin 68 days before the U.S. elections. Now, this is a really interesting graphic here. because you can see that the elections here are going to be in November, and you can see the white line is the current price for Bitcoin, the 2024-25 price. And in the past, in the lead up to the U.S. elections in 2020 and 2021, and then 2016, 2017, you can see that regardless of the result, Tim, by the way, regardless of if it was Orange Man or whatever man, you had quite a big move to the upside there in those two election cycles for the United States. So are we waiting for that catalyst? I think we are. I think that is the next big catalyst. The U.S. elections they're just so big, right? They're so important because it's going to determine who's going to be the leader of the world's greatest economy and military and society and cultural movement. I still believe American cult is one of the biggest cultural movements there is, even though it's quite fragmented. So Tim, what are some other bullish catalysts that are coming before the elections? I can definitely think of one, but is there anything else that traders and investors should have on their radar from a time perspective and events?
Yeah, I mean, there's the rate cuts in September for sure. Going to be something that you got to keep an eye on. September 18th. Now, here's what I'll say. I will be very surprised if we wait all the way until September 18th for a pump or a dump or any type of big movement on Bitcoin. Usually those are events that are not necessarily buy the rumor, sell the news, meaning you rally up into the event and then you have a big crash. But a lot of times you have this thing called pricing in the movement. And so what's going to happen is that itself, that situation is going to be very bullish, but will rally into the news and then maybe be a little boring, maybe fall a little bit on the day they actually cut rates. Why? Because people had already priced in the gains from that bullish momentum. It'll have a little bit of volatility, and then it will continue to the upside. Thomas Brady is saying the debate, I think it depends on what happens in the debate, but I think that's another catalyst. I mean, anytime now we're hearing from either of the candidates, one way or the other, it has an effect on price. So I think that's another one that could have some stuff there. Don't also neglect the concept of big headlines when it comes to people like BlackRock. Does Elon Musk come out and say something? Do big celebrities come out endorsing or saying something positive or negative about the cryptocurrency space? That also could have major impacts. And then, of course, T-Shroom, here's another one that we don't have anything on the horizon. But in case you hadn't heard, there's conflicts happening right now in Europe and in the Middle East. Developments on those fronts could bring the price to the downside, or developments could cause a rally. It all depends on what the details are that come out. That is why, even if you are just an investor, not a trader, you still should be paying attention daily to what's happening in the markets. And if that's what you're wanting to do, you found the right channel where we're putting out morning and evening content every day of the week. And for the most part, going live on the weekends as well, keeping you guys up to date on what you need to know. So there you go. That's what we need to be expecting over the next couple of weeks.
Absolutely, Tim. Well, go ahead and drop your requests for TA in the live chat. We're going to be getting to those in just a second on the other side of the factoid of the day. Yes,
I didn't give T-Shroom. I didn't give a like goal for the YouTube viewers for a leverage, and I didn't do it yesterday either. So I deeply apologize. We also have giveaways today for all of our members. That's another perk of our memberships, by the way, people. We do weekly giveaways and we announce them here on the channel. We're at 563 people watching on YouTube. I think that means we have like 100 and something odd people watching on X or so. I think we can get to 400 likes. That's going to be double. We have 204 likes at the moment, but we have a lot of you guys watch right now who have not smashed the like button. If you want to see me enter and do a live leverage trade before your eyes, and you don't even have to join the VIP group to do it, make sure to smash that like button. Get us over 400. T-Shroom, let's get into that factoid of the day, and we'll go to some Q&A.
Absolutely. We'll get to the factoid. There was some breaking news here. $2.8 trillion asset manager Goldman Sachs fires 1,300 employees. That's all there is. No more information, but, that's just another employment statistic. Let's go ahead and jump on into the factoid of the day, Tim. Today is brought to you all by CoinW, an excellent place to trade, and you can get up to, not win, you can get up to $100 just by signing up and funding your account. Tim, newsflash, reality TV show to send person from what country to space with Jeff Bezos's Blue Origin? Is it India, Mexico, America, or Germany? Let us know in the chat. What do you think?
Was this a question? Newsflash. how's Newsflash a question? Newsflash reality TV show to send. What is the reality TV show or what country? Okay. This is a weirdly question. This is the type of
send
thing
a person from what country. So what country is the person coming from who's going to get this opportunity to be on a reality TV show to go to space?
So it's not even about a specific country that would do this. It's just like, where's the person's origin?
That is correct. They're blue origin.
This could literally be anything.
We're having fun.
I have no idea. I need chat's help for sure on this one. And I see no one helping out, so that's also very nice. I don't know. It literally could be any of them. I'm assuming it's not America. Mama Shrum says D, Germany. I don't know if anyone else. Yeah, then Drew's saying C. You're on your own, says Moho. Yeah, that's how I feel. Okay. Oh my word! I'm seeing more C's than anyone else. Says America, but I don't think it's America. All right, I'm going with my own gut here because nobody else is helping me. I want to say it's India. I want to say it's India. First of all, percentage-wise, it's got the greatest probability because I believe they either just passed or about to pass China for the highest population on the planet. So it's my best odds to say it's probably someone from India.
All right, Tim. Well, let's see if your gut is right. Look at that.
There you go.
Reality TV show to send Indian to space with Jeff Bezos' Blue Origin. This should be pretty exciting. And Tim, a lot of folks have been asking, how are we going to make space profitable? Well, making a TV show, a reality TV show, putting eyes in the sky could be one of the ways that we can collect some revenue from space travel.
Okay. And you guys know T-Shirt loves him some space travel.
I do.
All right. Drew P said he knew it was India. So why did you say C? Did you say C? I don't know.
Called
I don't
out.
know what you said. I'm pretty sure Drew P said C. Did he not? Maybe I'm mixing him up with Pew Pew Cruise. No, Drew P said C. He said C. So that's what we call a liar. I love you, Drew P. But we talk about this all the time. Sometimes there are people in chat, they lie. And it throws me off. But today I was right, T-Shroom. Today I was right. It's time, guys, to go ahead and get our Q&A in for all of this. T-Shroom, can you get the wheel set up today for the giveaway? I know Crux sent it to us in Discord. I think it'd be better. I think you'll be able to play the sound effect that no one ever gets to hear when it's me doing it. So it might be better if you handle the giveaways today. Okay. Let me check in on our likes real quickly. I don't think, man, we got a long way to go. We're at 247. So probably not going to do a leverage trade today. You guys need to smash that like button. Let's see here. Username says, Tim, do not question the Drew P. I'm sorry. I apologize. Sorry for that. You know what? While we're waiting on people to kind of drop in some more coins they want to see, we did see earlier, T-Shroom, what was the coin that you were saying a lot of people were asking for earlier on in the show? I can start off there and then let people kind of
one that we haven't done a lot of, but I actually hold this one. Martin Chilaka said Pendle, please. Pendle, the ticker's just Pendle. Yeah, not a lot of historical trading data, but I saw that on the 4-hour from Binance there is a decent amount. So, yeah.
Well, let's start off with the daily chart and kind of take a look at what is happening. There's a couple different things you can kind of do here when you're looking at the daily chart's perspective of resistance and support. So the resistance line is pretty clear right in here. So not necessarily a lot of touches. A lot of times these are more of zones. So even though we don't quite have a clean touch on the line, we're going to still count that as a resistance touch. I'll come a little bit lower here. We'll just kind of clean it up, make people feel happy with the zone right there. That's our level of resistance. Very clear. I'm right off the bat seeing two different levels of support. The first one right here is definitely giving us a falling megaphone pattern. You guys can see instead of it constricting, it's getting wider and wider. I mean, the volatility is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. These still end up usually breaking to the upside, but they're a little more chaotic, a little bit harder to read. The alternative would be potentially, could you make the argument, if you were to go candle body closes and come back to these touches back earlier in May, are we in just a normal little descending channel? Either way, both of these traditionally break to the upside. The problem is the most recent touch here, T-Shroom, was a rejection on the red line for the fourth time. What does this say, though, about where our oscillators are? Okay, our oscillators had a nice buy signal back in here, although it wasn't a beautiful buy signal because our green reversal and our green momentum are so far away from the positive money flow that's outside of our 12 candle appropriate time frame. So it was a broken buy signal that really was not that powerful. Sure enough, we're rejecting on that level at the moment. Got to come in and zoom into 4-hour charts. Let's see what's happening here on the 4-hour chart. Don't love what the oscillator's doing. Kind of very neutral here on the 4-hour. You can see the RSI just trading sideways around the 50. The MACD is just trading neutral around to 0. LuxAlgo not giving us anything special. The money flow is technically negative, but it's been very unchoppy oscillator price action right there. So not loving what I'm seeing right there. Let's see if the indicators give us any help whatsoever here with the direction of what could happen. We've been riding this blue line, the blue smart trail, a strong level of support here for a while, but I wouldn't be surprised with that kind of keeling over. T-Shirm, I think that we're going to see Pendle probably drop at least on the 4-hour chart back to this breaker block, this bullish former bearish order block turn into a bullish breaker block around 288. It's going to be a level I'm kind of watching. You're also seeing the green cloud of support is rising up into that level. So that's going to give me a little bit of a sign that that's an appropriate level to watch out for. Now, we are under a buy order. If we're able to break through this order block right here, up here around $3.47, where we've had kind of triple top short-term price action, if we can eventually break that level and break that red line, take profit, we're talking about getting back up over $4 on Pendle. But for now, in the short term, I think we're leaning a little bit more towards the downside here on Pendle. This is one, though, again, I'll say this like the others, and you might get tired of this, but it's very true. Watch Bitcoin. Watch what Bitcoin decides to do next. That will have a major impact. You can see the price levels are very similar to what we've seen on almost everything else. If Bitcoin hovers still, then we could see this drop on Pendle. But if Bitcoin rallies, you might not get the 280 that I'm talking about here for Pendle. You might just go ahead and take off up to that $4 mark. But again, that goes all the way back to what will Bitcoin say and what will Bitcoin do. Those are your levels, though, of support and resistance to keep an eye on when it comes to your Pendle trades and investments. I see someone asking for TIA, and it's been a minute since I did TIA TA. That's fun to say.
TIA TA.
TIA's down here on the 4-hour chart. It has been dipping, and some signs are showing us the dip might not be over because they have the take profit level down here at $4. With that said, though, we are in the green cloud. You guys can see even historically, this LuxAlgo green cloud has proven to be a pretty good spot of temporary support, right? So that does give me a sign of saying we probably will see some form of a bounce there, but keep an eye on our breaker blocks right here. Remember, I was teaching you guys earlier about the green and red lines. Well, these ones are pretty much the same. What does that tell me? It could go either direction here, but ultimately it makes it strong enough that this resistance at 450 is important. If we're able to break it, then all of a sudden we have a good chance of rallying back up to our smart trail. Let me turn off the order blocks here. The smart trail back up at $5 is going to be a significant level to keep an eye on. When I'm taking a look here at our oscillators, especially the LuxAlgo oscillator, remember I told you guys earlier, you want to wait for confirmation before you just ape into things. And even though our oscillators are low and we're getting green reversals or green momentum, that money flow is still negative. It looks like it's going sideways. It looks like it wants to become bullish. It's hoping to become bullish. But until it actually curls over and starts to move back positively, this is not necessarily a bullish chart you can trust just yet. Once you see those three things, then you can trade it to the upside. But TIA, keep an eye on, again, resistance here at 450. If we break that, that's a very positive sign. But there is a chance $4 is revisited for the coin. That's a price we saw back here when, oh yeah, that big dip on August 5th. It's not necessarily that crazy of a call to go back down to those levels.
Yeah.
Yep. What else do you see here in chat, T-Shirm?
Got JASMY, ATHENA. I think JASMY might be a good one.
Yeah, I like some JASMY. Back below 20 cents again, too. So that's another. I might need to go pick up some more JASMY. Have not done that in a while. Let's kind of back out here. Let's take a look at a longer time frame. I always like with these coins to actually go and zoom out and then come back in. You can see here this level. I don't even have it drawn, so let's just put a line right here. A very key level of support to keep an eye on is the 1 point. Did I say below 20 cents? I meant below 2 cents earlier. Excuse me, everybody. I'm reading my points and my zeros weird. But thank you for that. 0.15 has had several touches now dating back to March of 2024. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 different touches But you want to know what concerns me a little bit here, T-Shroom, and why the bulls need to come back quickly is because the more and more you keep touching this level, we talked about this yesterday, the more likely a big move will crash below it, right? So I'm not necessarily ready to say that 1.5 cents is going to get lost, but it's a level to definitely keep an eye on. We're currently trading at 1.9 cents. Let's take a look at what our indicators and oscillators are saying, but I wanted to make sure you guys understand that. Yeah, guess what? Take profit levels higher up here at 0.2 cents, but those lower levels of 0.15, that it gives you even more confluence there about how significant that support level is. If we drop below it, we do have a very important order block right here around 1.2. To be fair, though, we have a good order block right here at 1.8 as well. So I wish it's almost like T-Shirt. I want to make this like clean and simple for people. I wish I could just tell people, oh, if you just wait and buy at 1.2 cents, you'll be perfect. The problem is it's not that clean and it's not that simple. There are several levels of support below us that you might want to have an opportunity to buy on all of them. It is going to be somewhere here on 1.7, which might have been in play here already. 1.5 again, just because of how many times we touched it before, and if that's lost, 1.2 are all very important levels. You can see the more recent rally here did just what LuxAlgo thought it would do. It came back up into the smart trail of resistance and rejected and came back down. So to get back above these levels here, and really you see the red, if I were to take this down, let me get rid of this. You see the red smart trail, but you also see this pink breaker block. To get bullish on JASMY, we really need to break back above 2.7 cents, and then it will be a very positive thing for the long-term price action of JASMY. The other thing we're watching for, oscillator momentum. We had a nice buy signal back here that ended up not triggering fully with our money flow. Right now, though, our oscillator is moving back to the downside. Our money flow is really low. Maybe we get a little bit more of that drop like I talked about. Maybe we drop a little bit closer down here towards 1.7. Maybe we even come down to 1.5 once again. But this time, we actually get the oscillator's money flow to go positively. We get the green reversal. We get the green momentum. But it's not here yet. So I'm saying all this as a futuristic target or indicator to look for. It's not here. So at the moment, I'm not necessarily leaning bullish on JASMY T-Shroom. The confirmation is not there. It is something long-term. I'm bullish on its fundamentals. But I think we might be able to scoop it up for a little bit cheaper based off what the charts are saying.
Sure. And isn't that the story of so many projects right now? Is they're down, they're looking bearish, they could go lower, right? But we're in a bull market. We're just in the correction of that bull market. And you know, it's discouraging, right? If you're new to crypto, especially if this is your first cycle, this can kind of make you feel discouraged. Like, what the heck? People, you know, my cousin got rich off of crypto. My employees got rich off of crypto. My aunt, my uncle, whoever it is, and I'm not getting rich. Where's the rich, right? Well, you may not even get rich this cycle, right? But you're going to have zero chance of gaining generational wealth if you capitulate, if you sell, right?
T-Shroom, if only it was an ability just to choose rich.
Yeah. Well, there's some ways.
Just kidding. That was a joke. There's an influencer named Choose Rich. And all right.
Okay.
It missed, T-Shroom. Go ahead. No. Give me a failure. I deserve a failure on that. You didn't get it. I need to do better. And I commit myself to doing better with these jokes. I do apologize. Okay. Let's see. We got 353. Let's take a quick break from Q&A. Let's do our giveaways here.
Let's do it.
Get a little bit away from the charts. We'll come back in, maybe do one or two after.
But
here are these are all of our Pro Bros members, right, T-Shroom?
That's right. Yeah. So let's
go
ahead.
List is growing. That's much bigger than last time we did this.
Yeah. So this is going to be a $50 giveaway for the Pro Bros and Pro Bros.
There we go. Yeah.
Let us know in the chat. Are you a Pro Bro or a Pro Bo? All right, here we go. Let's do it. Oh, that does make kind of a cool noise.
I told you, yeah. And I've been the only one hearing it this whole time.
Moho. Awesome.
Moho. There we go. One of our European friends, I do believe. I think
right.
It's hard for him to make our 7 p.m. streams because I don't know what country in Europe he's from. Moho,
he's from the UK.
In chat, he's from the UK. All right,
that's right.
There we go.
Yeah,
there we go.
The UK.
Well, Moho, make sure you reach out to T-Shroom to get that. By the way, these giveaways are cash. When we're going to announce in our Discord, if you guys are part of either CoinW or Blofin in our Discord, we have weekly giveaways for $50 trading bonuses. I do have a rumor from a little birdie that details on that could get different. We might be seeing some cash flow for some of our Blofin and CoinW traders coming.
Nice.
Maybe some trading competitions where winners get a large sum of cash. Don't quote me on it. I'm just saying it's possible that those announcements could be coming very, very soon. But it only matters if you are signed up with one of our trading accounts in our link down below and connected to our Discord. And again, tomorrow we will announce who wins our weekly $50 trading bonuses for both of those. Go check them out. In fact, I encourage you, trade on both of them. Because there's giveaways going to be happening and different things that are advantages to both of them. Don't just choose either Blofin or CoinW. Go sign up with both of them. Trade on both of them to increase your probabilities of winning some of these giveaways that are coming up. You do not want to miss out whatsoever. We're at 306 likes, T-Shroom, so we still have a ways to go, but technically we still have 5 minutes here. Let's go ahead. Like we said, after the show, do not miss Fundamental Fridays with Crux. It's going to be going on in our Discord. And I'll tell you this, guys, right now it's free. But in the next couple of weeks, they're going to be moving to our basics package of memberships. You're going to have to the basics or higher to get access to them. So go take advantage of them while you can. And hey, maybe you love them so much, you look into joining the membership for yourself. Let's get a couple more coins here, at least one more before we wrap up this Friday night stream. What coin do you want to see some quick TA on? By the way, again, I want to make sure I'm teaching you guys as much as possible here on YouTube, but if you want to go even deeper, if you want to do these charts and trade for yourself, I'll teach you. You can come trade with me. All you got to do is join, either buy LuxAlgo and connect with us in chat or over in our Discord, or purchase either technicals or pro bros of our membership options. Those all give you access to our VIP trading group. That is, I mean, it's just a very fast growing group. I'm not even the only trader there that's dropping major alpha. There are so many people in there winning a lot of money. Go join that group while you can. Fees and costs will be increasing soon. Just want to make sure you guys know about that. Athena, right. I've seen a lot of Athena here.
I was just about to say that.
Salma Malas might be the only one asking for it, but because they're repeating it so frequently, it does look like it's a good desirable coin. What do you have to say there, T-Trim?
Yeah, real quick on this one. So this one is it's not a small project. So $430 million market cap. Athena, ticker ENA. Price right now $2 cents and some change. But what is this project? Let's get into a little bit of the fundamentals here, because this one's kind of flown under the radar, but it has some pretty big backing. Athena is a synthetic dollar protocol built on Ethereum that provides a crypto native solution for money that is not reliant on traditional banking system infrastructure. Synthetic dollar USDE is known as an internet bond and offers a dollar denominated savings instrument with the benefits of DeFi. So a lot of word salad there, a lot of DeFi, a lot of decentralized, internet bond. What does it all mean? Well, if investors know what it means, then they will bid the price up. Ultimately, this one does have the backing of one of the early investors of Bitcoin, Arthur Hayes. So if you know who Arthur Hayes is, I think he's pretty well invested into this project and likes it. It is an algorithmic stablecoin, kind of like what Luna was, though. So make sure you're understanding the risks. I happen to believe that this won't go the way of Luna. Tim, let's get into the chart.
Well, before I do that, how old is this coin? I need to look at my own fundamentals on this as well. Look at all time. Arthur Hayes said, okay, it got created way back here in April of 2024. Okay. Yep. And when it came out, it was at 65 cents. Well, let me tell you this, T-Shroom. Arthur Hayes is in loss. This token is way, way down. And while I don't have the full price action that goes all the way back to its existence, what I do have is price action here on Kraken that starts in May of 2024, about a month after it was created. And it's not been great. In fact, the entire time this chart has existed, it's been in what we would call a bear trend. A bear trend meaning lower highs. Let me turn this red. Lower highs and lower lows. This is not necessarily, this one I'm going to come back in here. This is not necessarily a chart that's springing a lot of hope. That being said, everything could change. It is new, but it's been in loss almost the entire time it has existed. So it's something to be aware of. Nobody's in profit right now on this project. But could that change here very, very soon? That's what people are asking. And my short answer is no. No, I don't think so. We got to take profit down here. We have our sell order that we still are under. Take profit coming in down here back at 19 cents. That looks not very great whatsoever. We rejected on that red line again recently. Also, that red smart trail on the daily chart here for Athena. The money flow is just still so egregiously bad. Yes, we had a green reversal come in, but we got a long way before that oscillator's overextended. That money flow has excessive sellers in it. And the good news is when those excessive sellers leave and the money flow goes positive, boom, we could have some positive price action. But for now, it's like the bears are just piling on and they're increasing their strength. They're not decreasing. This is not a project that I'm looking at with a lot of fun eyes right now. I'm bearish right now. Maybe, though, to some of our traders, you may want to take a look at shorter time frames and look for a potential short position because this is a longer bear trend on these lower time frames. We're approaching a level of resistance once again. Maybe you're not going to make money buying it, but could you make some money shorting it over the next couple of weeks? I believe that is possible. But with that said, that's all we have for you guys in today's show. It's 4 o'clock. It is Friday. We'll be back tomorrow morning. Guess what happens tomorrow, by the way, guys? College football, official week 1. Last week was weird. They call it week 0. I cannot wait, but we'll have a show. We'll send you guys off into the weekend, into your long Labor Day weekend with a banger. Again, we will not have a show on Monday or next Friday because T-Shroom and I will be traveling as we fly to Dallas, Texas. Maybe we'll do some college football picks tomorrow. Let me know in chat if you want to see that. Love you guys. Smash the like, hit subscribe, hit the follow. See you tomorrow. Adios.
Trying to make paper, turn that better to cake. Money like Lego. Connect the dots that bank. We are investing bros. We are investing bros. Army pipe, lethal on trade. Entries and exits, worthy of praise. Tim, the professor, the TA. Shout it out loud on the PA. T-Shroom's news, got the word. Doing better than what he deserves. Beamer, leave no evidence. Soon fly coop with his dividend. Trying to make paper, turn that better to cake. Money like Lego. Connect the dots that bank. We are investing bros. We are investing bros.